Good afternoon, YouTube. Today we're starting off a little bit different. We are starting here at the computer because by clicking this button right here real quick, boom. I have now finally started the truck build process. I finally ordered a part. The really bad part is, for me, I have to sit here for a long time and wait for parts. But luckily for you guys, you all can have it just like this. Well, that didn't work right. This is a dog, not truck parts. Hold on, let's try again. Sorry, guys. This is just not working out. I'm getting dogs, not truck parts. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing, huh? Alright guys, let's try one more time. There we go. I guess third time's a charm. I don't know why the first two tries didn't work, but it's alright. I got two doggies out of it. But we've got the S&B cold air intake for the truck finally. But the only problem is, look at this. Look at all this. This is a ton of stuff to put in a cold air intake. There's brackets, screws, bolts, well, a lot of extra screws, bolts, and brackets, but all because Ford decided to, on their third generation of the 6.7, move the battery in front of the cold air intake, which makes absolutely zero sense. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and install this, and then I'm going to add a part in at the end that gives the difference in fuel mileage before and after and everything. And I will put a link in the description to the exact video I'm going to use for installing, because the woman that did the video for the install on this did a perfect job. I can't come anywhere near as well of a video as what she did. So I'm going to put the link down in the description. I'll have it pop up where you can also find it. It's on S&B's website. But I'll also put the link in the description because it is the perfect video to do it. It's exactly what I'm going off of. So now guys, time to install the first real modification for the truck. The air intake is finally in, guys. There's only one problem. I came up with some family issues and I had to hurry and get it done. So actually TSI finished it, and I was in such a hurry I actually had to ask to borrow his truck for the family issue so we could get on vacation. I actually have to go and get the truck right now so we can see what it looks like. The truck is now back at the house, and we have Ford's core air intake design for the new 6.7 design. The battery was up front. S&B gives you everything to be able to move the battery back to the back so you can have the air intake back in the front where it needs to be so you can get the best air possible. And they also send you all of your cable extensions and everything for your battery for when you relocate it back here. Luckily TSI did a clean job like always. And one more thing to let you all know, if you do have the electric fold-out steps, whenever you disconnect your battery, it'll turn those off, so you have to go back onto your dash into the advanced settings and go ahead and turn those back on. And I'm about to load up the family so we can get on the road and figure out if we get any better fuel mileage with this setup. And just so you all know, I usually only get 15.5 or so miles to the gallon for the first stretch of this trip, which I'll be showing you here in a little bit, but it's because we're going uphill almost the whole time. And then I will give you the fuel mileage of the way back, taking the interstate as well, so that I can show what it can really do whenever it's not all uphill. Finally here in the truck, guys, after all the install of everything. So now I have the family loaded up. We're going on a road trip so we can give you an accurate fuel mileage for interstate, and then we will do some in-town driving as well. There you go, full tank. I've already got 7.7 miles on it at 18.5 miles to the gallon so far, but we'll see where it gets to. After 100 miles, guys, we were sitting at 17 miles to the gallon, which doesn't seem that good right now, but usually on the exact same trip of 100 miles, we're sitting in the 15 mile per gallon range due to we are driving up and down the mountains and everything. Whenever we get on the flat ground, that's usually when we hit about 19 miles to the gallon. So we are already up about 1.5 miles to the gallon compared to what we usually would have been when we had the stock air intake system in. And now we'll jump over to some in-town driving. There is our last half hour of driving in town. I want to go ahead and record to show that we're almost getting 24 miles to the gallon, because I know later on nobody will believe it. So we got all the way up to almost 24 miles to the gallon just a minute ago, but now it is going to plummet because we are stuck in traffic trying to get to Ripley's Aquarium. There's your final fuel mileage for in town, driving through Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and hitting almost every red light possible, but still turned out with awesome fuel mileage. We are finally back in the garage. So that is the fuel mileage we got on the last interstate pull all the way back from Gatlinburg, which is over 2 miles to the gallon, better than the trip there. And then if we go up, that was our average fuel mileage for almost 4.5 hours. So almost pulled 19 miles to a gallon with in-town and interstate driving. I think that's absolutely awesome. So now that we're back, guys, I want to clear the air on a few things. I do understand there's a Ford engineer that got paid a lot of money to move the air box from here to halfway back into the engine, and there's some reason, I have no idea why. I've asked a lot of mechanics why, and nobody can give me an actual good answer. They have no idea why you move the air intake from the front of the vehicle. So I know there's got to be a reason, so no, I'm not upset that they did this. I was buying an air intake no matter what, so that's to try to get rid of some of the hate comments that we're going to get, just like I did from the last video that got a lot of them. But anyway, so on the fuel mileage in town, I know that it seems very unrealistic that I got over 20 miles to a gallon in town. And I was definitely not expecting that, but I actually was in town. I did go through traffic jams and everything. But for the towns I went through, one was Pigeon Forge and then Gatlinburg down the road. And there was a little stretch of road in between them that I was able to do 45 miles consistently all the way there and back. So that did boost the fuel mileage a little bit for the in-town. But even when I was actually in town putting along, I was still getting 18, 19 miles to a gallon. So I was actually getting about an average of 20 plus miles to a gallon for the in-town area. And then the reason why the fuel mileage was worse on the way there than on the way back was the way there you're climbing altitude the whole time all the way to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. So on the way back, had a little bit more of a downhill run, so that's why the fuel mileage was quite a bit better. But I think for spending almost 4.5 hours driving this thing, interstate and in town, which about 45 minutes of it was in town, if not maybe a little bit longer actually, I spent less than half a tank of fuel too, so I think that is absolutely awesome. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the video, and if anybody does actually know why they moved the air intake from the front of the engine to behind the battery, please let me know, because I have not been able to find an actual answer yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Stopping by for the first time, please subscribe. You all have a great day.